Welcome to Sage Advice, a podcast dedicated to offering you natural alternatives to keep you healthy on your wellness journey, as well as up to date information on what's going on in the healthcare industry and how it affects you. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons so you won't miss out on a thing. Good Monday morning, everybody. Well, spring has certainly sprung. And this week, I'm going to take a little bit of a departure and we're going to go back into my history. I used to be the featured herbalist on a website called herbnet.com. And there they had all kinds of herbal informations, but they had a special section called Ask the Herbalist. And I was the featured herbalist for 6 years. Well, I used to get all kinds of letters and they were very interesting. I keep promising I'm going to write a book one day about some of those because some of them would curl your hair, the questions that you get about herbs and herbalism. But I'm going to take one of those letters today and talk about it because it's very timely. Spring has finally sprung here in the UP, and I have to tell you, everything's a mess. We have snow and ice melting like you can't believe, and so it's going to be pretty sloppy around here for a while. But we all know what happens with spring, don't we? Allergies. And so let's get right to it. Here, from my background, is a special letter to Ask the Herbalist. Dear Herbalist, every spring I suffer from seasonal allergies. The minute the trees and bushes start budding, my nose starts running, and it doesn't stop until well into summer. Help! I hate taking prescription drugs. There must be a natural way to address this. She's not wrong. It's spring. Although not my favorite season, I love the arrival of spring after a long, cold winter. The days are getting longer and warmer, and the songbirds are returning. The trees and flowers are starting to bloom, and for many, the nose starts getting stuffy, their eyes get itchy, they begin to sneeze, and their heads feel congested. It is estimated that roughly 35 million Americans live with seasonal allergic reaction rhinitis, or what we commonly call hay fever. While it can occur at any time during the year, springtime is generally one of the worst seasons for allergy sufferers. And after COVID, every time I sneeze, people are giving me stink eye. That's Hawaiian for a really mean look. For some, when they inhale pollen, it gets trapped in the mucus lining of the nose and causes an immune reaction. When activated by an allergen, mast cells release histamine, which causes your nose to swell and itch, eyes to water, and cause you to feel generally lousy. However, you don't have to become a slave to the pharmaceuticals on the shelves of the local drugstore. There are numerous natural remedies you can use to ease your symptoms. First, dietary suggestions. Come on, you all know me well enough to know by now that that's the first place I'm going to go. Stay hydrated. Yes, I know I say this all the time, but it is so true. Throw some lemon or lime in a pitcher of water and drink it throughout the day. Or cucumber and mint. Follow an anti-inflammatory style diet, which means keeping the sugar and highly processed foods and carbs and milk products to a minimum. Good advice any time of the year, but especially when your body is dealing with allergies. Load up on foods that are high in flavonoids, which are the compounds in plants that help lower inflammation. There are many, but a few particularly rich sources include onions, garlic, apples, berries, tea, chocolate, yay! And wine, double yay! Papaya and pineapple contain enzymes like papain and bromelain that are powerful inflammation fighters. Many of these foods are also high in vitamin C, which acts as a natural antihistamine. Our cold regimen continues until May, so at our house, we are still taking massive doses of vitamin C. Ginger and turmeric are two of my favorite spices, and they are simply amazing for reducing inflammation, thinning mucus, easing congestion, and relieving headaches. Ginger tea with lemon and local honey is delicious, and it's incredibly symptom relieving. You can use it fresh or dried. Turmeric powder can be added to morning smoothies. Don't forget, you've got to have black pepper in there to activate the turmeric. Just a little shake is all you need, but make sure you always include it with your turmeric in recipes. Next, foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids can also be helpful. Now is the time to add more flax and chia seeds to your smoothies and cold water oily fish like salmon or tuna to your meals. If you don't like eating fish, you might consider taking fish oil supplements for 6 to 8 weeks to see if they help. Krill oil is really the best way to get this. Store them in the refrigerator once opened and take with the largest meal of the day. Otherwise, you're going to burp up that fishy aftertaste. Sorry, but that comes with taking fish supplements. Some people find that taking a little local raw honey can help ease their symptoms. This depends on what you're allergic to, as bees don't typically forage for airborne pollens, which are mostly what people suffer from, in spite of what they may think. Raw unfiltered honey may reduce inflammation, however, which may be why people report feeling better. And it's immune boosting, so yes, go ahead and add that in. As me mom used to say, it couldn't hurt. You may not realize it, but many allergists recommend washing your nasal passages daily to remove pollen, dust, etc. Let's face it, it's March, the winds are up, and so they're blowing everything around, and a lot of it's probably going into your nose. A review of the studies found that on average, people experience a 27% improvement in nasal symptoms and a 62% reduction in medicine consumption. That's great in anybody's invest in a new neti pot regimen. So a container that looks a little like Aladdin's magic lamp, or purchase one at the newer machines like the Navage nasal irrigation, which many people find easier to use. You can purchase a pre-made saline solution, or you can make your own by pouring 8 ounces of distilled water or water that has been boiled for 10 minutes over a quarter teaspoon of non-iodized kosher salt. Use Himalayan, use Celtic. Do not use iodized salt when you're making this saline to go up your nose. Stir it well until the salt and the baking soda has dissolved, and make it fresh every day. Note, I prefer using a buffered saline over normal saline solution as a nasal rinse. A study found in children that it worked better for relieving allergic rhinitis symptoms and was better tolerated. Baking soda takes away the sting, so if you could only do one thing for your allergies, nasal irrigation is probably one of the most important. I do mine in the shower. It's less messy that way. There are several herbs that have proven very helpful to me and my clients over the years. First, stinging nettle. The dreaded stinging nettle can pack quite a punch if you rub up against it while out hiking. However, cooking, drying, or making an extract from nettles will take away that sting. A randomized double-blind study of 90 people found that 600 milligrams a day of freeze-dried fresh nettle was more effective than placebo for relieving allergy symptoms. 48% of the participants stated that nettles equaled or surpassed previous medications that they had taken for seasonal allergies in terms of their effectiveness. Not surprising, researchers have found that nettle leaf contains compounds that inhibit histamine release, and histamine is that thing that makes you sneeze and makes your eyes water. There are no known safety issues with stinging nettles. Next on our list is quercetin. Now, we always take this combined with our zinc because it actually helps the zinc to be more effective. Quercetin is a natural compound that's found in many plants, including onions, turmeric, citrus fruits, dark berries, and again, red wine. They have been shown to stabilize the membranes of mast cells and reduce the release of histamine. I found that quercetin supplements are very useful if taken regularly at the start of the allergy season. The dose is generally 300 to 500 milligrams 2 times per day. While considered safe, quercetin is not recommended for all the pregnant mommies out there. So if you're carrying a little loved one, probably best to avoid this for right now. Probiotics, here I go again. Studies have shown that probiotics can be useful in reducing seasonal allergy symptoms. In fact, a review of 22 randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled studies found that 17 showed significant benefit of probiotics clinically, while 8 trials showed significant improvement in immunologic parameters. All 5 studies that included Lactobacillus paracesi strains demonstrated clinically significant improvements compared with the placebo. I think many people benefit from the addition of probiotics in their diet in the form of fermented foods like yogurt, sauerkraut, kefir, and kimchi. Make your own or buy some that are organic and have no sugar. And if allergies are a problem, you might want to consider looking for a probiotic product that contains L-paracasi. Look for it on the label, and it's going to serve you well, I promise. Next is butterbur. Researchers have found the herb butterbur to be as effective as prescription antihistamine medications for relieving hay fever symptoms. Clinical trials conducted in Europe have shown that butterbur is as effective as a leading prescription allergy medication. Look for a product standardized to provide a minimum of 15% potassium per 50 milligrams of extract and free of harmful alkaloids, compounds that are naturally present in the herb but removed during extraction. I like a butterbur tincture. Generally, 50 milligrams is taken twice a day. Please note, there have been some studies that show not all butterbur products are free of PA. These compounds cause liver damage. It's one product that's been used in clinical trials and contains 0 detectable alkaloids and is the one that I generally recommend. It's called Petadoclex, okay? Petadoclex. Look for that if you're really suffering and you'd like to try butterbur. There are lots of things you can do to help you get through allergy season. In addition to the recommendations made above, I can try and limit your time outside when the pollen counts are high, especially when it's dry and windy. We use a vacuum with a HEPA filter in it to help keep airborne pollen under control in our house. Some people use HEPA filters in their homes, especially if they have pets. Different things work for different people. So try different things and see what works best for you. Why? Because you're unique and fearfully and wonderfully made. You can also go to the herb shop in the apothecary and get one of my new allergy inhalers. It's perfect to take with you so you can use it throughout the day without offending anyone. I also offer a wonderful allergy tea in the medicinal tea section. Whatever your preference, I have something especially for you. That said, my spring classes have opened, and the first one is this Thursday. So if you haven't signed up yet, now's the time. Only 10 people per class. The first class is an introduction to herbalism. But if this subject of allergies interests you, the April class is going to be a make it and take it class where we will all make our own inhalers, and I'll bring several different essential oils so you can make your inhaler customized just for you and what your current symptoms are. It's going to be a great time, so please come and join us. That's it for this week, people. Please come and visit me on the website at herbgal.org, or if you're in the Iron River area, you can stop by my office at 202 West Adams Street in the Northwoods Family Chiropractic Building and see me for a 15 free minute consultation. So if you have questions, things you'd like to get answered, or if you just want to find out if we'd be a good fit to go further on your health and wellness journey, please don't hesitate to come by and see me or call me at 719-726-8002. Keep your noses healthy and let's get better.